for an original sin.
Hey guys, welcome back for more Deathmark. We found out quite a bit of a mystery, so we know exactly who did it. So let's head back, shall we? Nope, the mansion's out of the way. Banshee clambers into the back seat of the car. His heavy scent fills the enclosed space. He couldn't take a shower. Oh, I can finally catch my breath. Now then, driver, take us to the forest by H Castle. I drive down the familiar road. All lights along the way are strangely green. We reach our destination without me having to slow down the car once. The engine chugs along. I feel the wheels of fate turning like those on the car I'm riding in. 10 days ago I promised, in exchange for you buying me an extra order of almond jelly. If you did forget everything, I'd take you to a shrine. Sounds like I prepared for everything. But if I was that careful, why didn't I leave myself a clue? Why prepare if I was just going to forget? Did the curse progress faster than expected, so there wasn't time? Or did someone get rid of it? But if I had business at a shrine, why didn't I go there while I still had my memories? Something about timing. Waiting for some magic summer cleaning to clear away impurity. Suddenly my old self echoes in my head. I speak the words out loud slowly as realization dawns. The summer purification rituals, rites. They're rites held at shrines to exorcise evil. On the last day of June, you pass through woven reeds to cleanse yourself. I was trying to use that ritual to exorcise the impurity. Ah, gotcha. Lucky today's the 1st of July, so the rites or whatever are done. Should be no problem now. Exorcise the impurity, huh? What kind of impurity was I trying to cleanse? The more I learn, the less I understand. My previous self is like a complete stranger to me. How many times have I come to this forest now? The creepy arch and thick trees look the same as always. You know where H Shrine is, yeah? Lead the way. You've never been there? First I heard of it was 10 days ago. Please tell me it automatically goes there. Banshee and I push through the vegetation and make our way down the beast trail. We pass under the stone torii gates and finally arrived at the desolated H Shrine. A few headless Buddha statues that are left on the shine in the light of the flashlight. So the statues used in the project were stolen from here? Yeah, that's right. Is it really true the statues are connected to the mark somehow? I've considered the possibility that the mark was caused by their divine wrath. But 10 days ago? You said what happened 50 years ago wasn't because of the project. It was all because of her. This curse, this course I've been following this whole time. Then at some point, I had to have been fed something huge. Some huge lie. But what could it be? A shudder runs through me at the thought. It feels like I'm looking into the depths of hell. You said 10 days ago that altar holds something important. Something about needing to keep it here to exorcise the impurity. He approaches the small altar and puts his hands on the sliding door. Huh? What's going on here? The thing's empty. Don't ask me. It was already gone when I was here earlier. Well, that's darn weird. You said there was a cloth pouch. What was inside? Small fist-sized statue, a ninja butsu or something. It was the shintai for the shrine. The Kujo had used it in the shelter to stop the mess 50 years ago. Then again, it's the Kujo family. They must have strong ties to the mark. Well, this is about all I can do for you. At least it was enough to pay off the dessert. We should head back, son. Right. I'm still unsure about what my old self was thinking, but it's clear whatever plan I had didn't work. Where did the ninja butsu go? On the way back, I feel reluctant to go. I keep turning to look toward the shrine. Each time I do, Banshee hurries me on to the forced entrance. Well, this is where we part ways. You're not going to ride back with me? I'm going to be honest with you. I got a bit car sick on the way here. Flat roads are fine, but curves and hills do me in. I just got a nice meal and I'd hate to throw it up, so I'll walk back. But it's pretty far from here. Kids are such wimps these days. When I was young, I used to walk across the Himalayas all the time. This ain't nothing. His laughs are loud enough for the whole forest to hear. He waves and leaves me alone. Once he's out of sight, I get into the car. I pull out of the deserted parking lot and drive back to the mansion. As I count the streetlights passing by, I go over everything Banshee told me. 50 years ago in the shelter, the cannon soldier went berserk, but it wasn't because of the army's experiments. It was her. The army wasn't able to stand up to the threat of her and the soldier, but the Kujo family had used the ninja butsu to settle everything. However, she still exists in this time period. She was the one who gave me my mark. Before I lost my memories, I was planning on using the ninja butsu like they did before. I left it at the 8th shrine, so it could be cleansed of its impurities. But somehow along the line it went missing. The past me probably couldn't have predicted that would happen. I'm almost back at Kujo Mansion. As my drive comes to an end, I focus on what the most important detail is. That's right. Who is she? I have a hunch about her identity, but I can't be sure yet. And that definitely proves that she was there. 50 years ago, she made the cannon soldier move down in the shelter. The Kujo family's head sealed her. They would have brought her to the mansion. The sacred objects for the project, of which she was one, were returned to the Kujos. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. If there were any way to defeat her, it just has to be in that mansion. I don't have any solid proof, but the fragments of my memory were whispering to me. The entrance doesn't look any different. My mark burns, The sharp pain nearly brings me to my knees. It seems she has no intentions of hiding her presence any longer. New info added to the spirit file. Pursuit of the truth. Now, this is where we normally do end it, but we're going for a long one, everyone. There she is.
また会えましたね。
Mary's voice is soft. I know now. Behind those words is hidden an intense lust for blood. You came back to life rather quickly. You had gave me nearly a whole day, more than enough time. I admit that Rabbit's attack surprised me. But unexpected events themselves can themselves be rather enjoyable. When I had brought Mary to a shrine, we caught sight of the rabbit there. It might have suspected Mary's true nature. That rabbit, its great love for you pushed it into recklessness. What was that rabbit really? Determine that for yourself. Who are you? I know that, and the answer will come, though it is impossible so long as you bear the mark I gave you. Mary gave me the mark. I had a hunch, but hearing it from her lips fills me with dread. Just what are you trying to accomplish? Dragging the living to the depths of despair before killing them. I believe I explained that it is a spirit's utmost desire and joy, and I had your cooperation with achieving that. Cooperation? That's ridiculous. Oh, have you not realized it yet? You did bring those pathetic mock-bearers directly to the spirits, did you not? They feared the spirit's existence, trembled in fear of death. I savored the taste of that fear and despair. Most delicious. You had all of us about, just to terrify the mark-bearers even more. Clearly, I could have waited for the curse to complete if I only wanted them dead. That is not the only lie. Mark-bearers must stay in small groups. Do not contact outsiders. All my instructions were to drive you into a state of emergency, and not once did you doubt me. I bet she's telling me all of this because she wants me terrified with how hopeless the situation I find myself in. I'm frozen in place, and I know my face must be as pale as death. She must be loving this. Don't tell me you created all those spirits just to accomplish that. Indeed, when Lady Christie believed divine wrath was the cause of the mark, I had never been more amused. Her foolishness was so delightful, I just had to come along with you. So you lied. Of course. How could a pile of broken statues possibly do anything? I could be imagining it, but I feel like she's hesitated for a moment there. 50 years ago, I was sealed away by the head of the Cujo family. I awoke here 5 years ago. At the time, I was still unable to speak and communicate, but it seems my awakening alone caused a number of ripples. Those who died unfortunate deaths on cursed land become monstrous spirits. The H elementary abuse, the honeybee mass suicide, Seiko's assault and suicide, they all happened 5 years ago. I finally regained my full power a little over a month ago. Then the Buddha statue connected to me 50 years ago began to move. The woman killed by the statue was also influenced by my power. That must be the cannon soldier in Zukawa. Zukawa believed it was divine, oracle from the soldier, from the soldier, when it really had been Mary. She did as the great Asura said and transformed herself into Mizzou. Once my strength returned, I again bestowed my power on spirits. It connects humans to me and manipulates them into a panic. The mark? I know you've been toying with us, but was there really a need to make us be connected to you in some way? Of course, by being in direct contact with you, I could taste your fear. Even now, you are scared of me, Lord Anon. So you are terrified to the extent that it seals your speech. Her porcelain face cracks. Ever since you declared that you would fight the mark, I have waited eagerly for this day. Oh crap, we're screwed. Over the past 10 days, I have tasted your fear through the mark. Thick and syrupy, as sweet as honey. Each savored morsel made me want to smash you to pieces. But I waited. I am not so foolish as to kill a goose that lays golden eggs. But I cannot take it anymore. Like crushing a ripe fruit and sipping its juices. I want to break you down and save your sweet fear. Ah! Me, get that thing away from me. I can see why certain people are afraid of dolls. And now, the mark is dyed a crimson red. A few minutes left until death closes in. My thoughts blur together suddenly. What happens to a mark bearer right before dawn? I've seen it many times. Is that what's happening to me now? Lord Anon, wait for me. I'll kill. I can hear Mary stand over by the sofa. At this rate, the rabbit's fate will be mine too. I have to run away. Check within the red in my room. Something whispers in my ear. That's right, that voice. What does my room mean? Focus. What does that voice belong to? Who does that voice belong to? Yasuka, she said it was someone who loved me. Live or die. Mary's coming closer. Where should I run? I sprinted full speed up the stairs and fly into Saya's room. Much like the entrance hall, it's dark. That voice said, check within the red in my room. Is something there? But where should I look? Well, we see red in only one place. Sayakuja's bloodstain is still on the floor. It's obviously dry by this point in time. There might be something laying on top of it, but I can't be sure as it's too dark. Nothing was there the last time I was here. Picking it up, I discover it's a small pouch. Inside is a hard, thin object. I move over to the moonlight to see it better. It's a small Buddha statue. It can't be. Is this the ninja butsu? It seems to be stained with blood, and I get an ominous feeling from it. The impurity hasn't been exorcised yet. I instinctively know the instant I see it. My mind is suddenly flooded with all of my memories of the ninjutsu, one after another. 50 years ago, the head of the Kujo family used this to steal Mary's powers. He put the ninjutsu inside her to seal her. Then, about a month ago, someone took it out. That person was me. Because of that, Mary regained her powers. The ninjutsu in my hand looks exactly as it did back then, full of impurity. The impurity that's built up from sealing Mary's power for 50 years. To cleanse it, I left the ninjutsu at the uncontained 8th shrine. It would take time to exorcise all of the impurity. It's already July, the summer purification rite is over. So why is it still impure? The object the rabbit had in its mouth. It could have been carrying the pouch, then instead of the master key. Then the ninjutsu was taken away from the 8th shrine before the beginning of July. Maybe the rabbit saw Mary by the shrine and was scared that she would find it. So it had no choice but to steal it away. The door to the adjacent room opens. Mary must be looking for me. She can sense the presence of the mark bearers. What's going on? Wait, is it possible that Seiya's blood is protecting me? Putting it to where I met my end. The voice whispers in my ear again. If this isn't where the voice owner died, they must have met their end somewhere else. There's only one other place. While Mary is in the room next door, I sprint down the entrance hall. I make a beeline to Mary's sofa and the spot where the rabbit died. The voice that spoke to me and helped me every time a spirit was closing in. If Seiya was working through anything, it must have been the rabbit. Sensing something, I looked down at my hand. The ninjutsu's impurity is gone. Is this what you've been telling me, Seiya? I speak to the departed woman who's guiding me as I struggle without memories. Put the ninjutsu, the source of the doll's curse. Press it to the black mark. Then the whispers stop. The floorboards creak ominously. I raise my head to the staircase rising into the darkness before me. Bitch! A dark figure stands at the landing. I found you. This mark scorches me. My head goes blank. Mary's coming closer. My body won't listen to me. Nope! Ah, Lord Anon. Nope! Mary closes her hands around my neck. Nope! She's trying to kill me. I didn't even press button. Kill me. I squeeze the ninjutsu and the fog that's impeding my thoughts lift. It's still a struggle to think. I should be able to move my arm now. Put the ninjutsu on the source of the curse. I only have one chance. Where should I stick the ninjutsu? Well, obvious joke is obvious. I'll let the comment section make it. I managed to drag my impossibly heavy arm and stick the ninjutsu on Mary's right arm. She's hiding it. But I'm sure that's where that black mark was. Marks bloom on Mary, one after another. They're all the color of red, of blood. It's like they're the curse of those she killed. She's having a good day. Survived. Mary shatters into dust. Did I really do it? I hesitantly looked down at my right arm. The mark is gone. I did it? I finally did it. I have to say it out loud to convince myself. A victory at the expense of Saya's life. I can't claim it completely over, but there's no harm being relieved for now. The fog clouding my head clears away. My memories slowly return to me. I look around the dimly lit hall again. I know this mansion well, because I'm... The clock on the second floor begins chiming wildly like it did 10 days ago. When I make my way to it, it stops, almost as if it was a will of its own. That's right, this grandfather clock. I think a skilled ancestor of the Cujo family crafted it. That one chisel may have been used to make it. That's right, inside this clock. I open the door and stick my hand inside. My fingers brush something hard. Taking it out, I realize it's a voice recorder. I press the play button.
聞こえているだろうか。九条正宗だ。
It's a man's voice, a voice I know all too well. It's my voice. I decided to leave this recording behind in case something should happen. That doll may dispose of any files or documents. I'm banking on her overlooking a piece of technology. As I listen, I start to remember recording this. I'd done it right before I received the mark from Mary. Now, where should I begin? It started 5 years ago, 2 years after I became the Cujo family head. My sister Saya and I found the doll in a wooden box while sorting the warehouse. The moment I broke the seal, I saw her. I could sense something sinister. But it took a while longer to fully understand what she truly is. If only there had been records. But great-grandfather who sealed her didn't leave any before his early death. Because of that, his descendants weren't told about the doll. I managed to learn the doll had been loaned to an army lab during the war. A strange old man who lived in an underground shelter told me. Then I went overseas to try to get more information on the doll. But I got into an accident while away and was presumed missing. So Saya became the new family head. I wasn't able to contact her until after she had inherited the title. It wasn't something worth contesting, so I explained everything, and her keeping up the facade that I was missing. Public records still stated Misumi Kujo was very much alive, of course. I couldn't have used my passport or license otherwise. I'm off topic, sorry. I only just returned to the country last week. Other psychics aboard all agreed it would be bad to leave the doll be. A ninjutsu inside the doll still suppressed its cursed power, but I realized that it was almost at its limit. If I left it alone, it would crumble. Then it'd be impossible to suppress the cursed power of the doll. That was the worst case scenario. But what was to be done? The answer I came up with was to remove the ninjutsu from the doll temporarily. Its impurity would be cleansed after a month stored in a pure area, and then I'll place it back in the doll. If I succeed, the doll's power will be sealed for a few more decades. But the problem is that 1 month, I have no idea what kind of curse will be released when the doll's unsealed. I'll do what I can to prevent disaster. But my power can't compare to the ninjutsu. I can't guarantee anything. There may be victims again, like the tragedy 50 years ago. But this is a necessary evil. It must be done in order to prevent even more people from falling victim. After this, I'll dismember the doll and remove the ninjutsu. I pray everything goes according to plan and the worst of evils is avoided. I hope this record isn't needed. But if the one listening to this has a loved one who's fallen victim to the curse, then I am very sorry. The recording ends there. Damn it. I clench my fists so hard my nails dig into my palms. Yes, the voice in the tape was mine, but I'm furious with it. I don't know that person at all. The mark has claimed so many victims over the past month. I even lost my little sister, Saya. Was she just another inevitable victim that the voice spoke of? The question is, which one do we want? I'm not sure. So, I can't forgive him. I can't forgive him. Ever since I lost my memories, I lived as Anon. I forgot that's what I named it. Round of applause for me. Anon. My blood boils at what Masume Kujo did. Cannon Soldier. End. But is that the end? We'll find out next time. And before we do, I do want to say, guys, this will be the new uploading schedule. We'll be doing these games every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every Tuesday and Thursday will be adult games. We've got Breeding Farm coming up once we finish up Akabars. I've got the Mark II. I'm sorry, I can't remember things. Saturdays and Sundays will be the Indie Files and Amnesia, which just goes perfect with this. If you want to request a game, go ahead. If you haven't, follow me on Twitch for all my silly little live streams, and you can find me in other places. If you are in those other places, check out my 2 YouTube channels. Thank you all so much for the support. If you're on YouTube, there are lots of links in the description. And I'll see you guys next time. I hate having to do all this jazz, but you know we've got to as creators. Love you all. Once again, thank you for the support, and keep an eye out. The physical copies for Chaotic Stories will be hitting soon. More details coming up. Bye, everybody.